Have you ever noticed how sometimes your financial life feels like a maze with no way out? Even when you study, pray, and try to manifest? If your heart whispers, "I try, but nothing changes," this meeting is for you. Today, I'll take you through some fine-tuning. It's not about chasing money, it's about activating the identity that money recognizes. Breathe with me. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. In the end, you won't try to believe. You will notice yourself as the aligned font. If this makes sense to you, comment now. I receive to seal your decision. Identity first, money later. It all begins within. Before gold shines in your hands, it must shine in your consciousness. The universe doesn't pay you in coins, but in frequency. And your frequency is born from the identity you choose to wear. When you say, "I am abundance," you're not describing what you have. You're declaring who you are. It's in this silent vibration that the field reorganizes itself to recognize you. Energy doesn't follow effort. It follows certainty. Scarcity is an ancient story that lives in the mind. It's the memory of who you believed you were when you forgot you were already part of the whole. Money, on this level, is just a mirror. It reflects how much you trust the flow of the source. When your mind vibrates with fear, it distances itself. When your soul vibrates with certainty, it runs to meet you. So, before attracting, remember, you already are. Breathe. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the air entering, soft, like a divine promise. In this silence, hear the whisper, "I am." This is where creation begins. Each breath is a vibrational password. Each thought, a command to the field. Money obeys your vibration, not your empty words. Therefore, before asking, align your being with the flow. When you doubt, you block the river. When you trust, it flows again. Prosperity is as natural as the beating of your heart. You don't need to create it, just allow it to flow. Fear is just the noise of your mind trying to control what is already guaranteed. Faith, however, is the silence that makes room for miracles. Now tell me, who are you when no one sees you? It is in that invisible place that abundance seeks you. The universe does not respond to appearances. It responds to vibrations. So, repeat after me, in a calm and firm voice. I am the frequency of abundance. I am the field that creates. I am the channel of divine flow. Let these words slide into you, like water touching ancient stone. Every time you doubt, remember, identity comes before evidence. The fruit doesn't create the seed. It's the seed that creates the fruit. So it is with money. It's born of the vibration you choose to sustain. So sustain peace, sustain certainty, sustain presence. You are not someone trying to manifest. You are manifestation in motion. Here's the secret. Money is a disciple of your energy. It doesn't lead, it follows. When you recognize yourself as source, it recognizes you as destination. When you align with the flow, everything rearranges itself to serve you. Then he declares, with an open heart, I am the channel of creation. Everything recognizes me. Everything serves me. Everything flows. And in that instant, the field bows before you. The flow that never ceases. There is a river that never stops. Even when you feel lost, it keeps flowing. This river is the flow of creation, and it has never abandoned you. The universe knows no interruption, only human resistance. When you let go of control, the river flows through you again. The flow doesn't depend on time. It depends on surrender. And when you surrender, everything begins to move again. Naturally, gently, divinely. The mind tries to understand the path, but the heart already knows it. The mind wants proof. The heart wants presence. That's why the flow responds to vibration, not anxiety. You don't need to force the course of the waters. Just remember that you are part of them. When you stop swimming against them, you are carried toward your purpose. And there, everything that was heavy becomes light. Take a deep breath now. Feel the air entering, opening space within your chest. This is the movement of abundance. inspiration, and release. The flow lives in this rhythm. Everything that comes in must also go out, and everything that goes out returns multiplied. So it is with love, with money, with blessings. Don't cling to what passes. Trust that the flow brings back what is yours. Attachment is the blockage to abundance. When you try to control the river, it becomes murky. When you trust, it becomes clear. The flow is a dance between your will and God's will. And when the two align, life takes you places you never imagined. Doors open not because you push them, but because the current carries you to them. There is wisdom in the rhythm of the flow. It arrives neither before nor after its time. Everything that is yours is coming at the right time, the time of the right vibration. The universe is punctual, even when your ego screams for urgency. Haste is the language of scarcity. Patience is the language of faith. And the flow only speaks the language of trust. Repeat in silence, with faith vibrating within your chest. I trust the flow. I trust divine timing. I trust the movement of life. These words are codes of surrender. When you say them, the field responds. Synchronicities reappear. Money recognizes you again. Love finds you again. Everything flows again because you've started trusting again. And when you finally stop running, the flow catches up with you. It envelops you, lifts you up, and carries you back to your origin, the source. There is no fear, no waiting, no lack. There is only constant movement, infinite abundance, and the gentle sound of what is eternal. The flow never stops. You just have to remember how to move with it. Money loves who you are. Money doesn't love what you do. It loves who you are while you do it. It doesn't chase effort, but essence. It recognizes vibrations, not resumes. It seeks frequency, not appearance. And that's why it approaches you when you are whole, when your field vibrates authenticity, when your heart isn't afraid to shine. Money is energy, and energy is felt. There's something in you that money senses from afar, a magnetic field that forms when you remember your value. When you doubt, the signal weakens. When you believe, it intensifies. That's why thriving isn't about running faster, but about being more present, more authentic, more aware that you are the source, not the lack. Breathe. Let the air come in and out like a wave. In this silence, realize nothing needs to be proven. Money isn't testing you. It's waiting for you to remember. Everything you desire already desires you. Everything you seek already seeks you. Abundance isn't a race. It's a reunion. And the more you recognize yourself, the more it reveals itself. You were taught to deserve, but money doesn't understand the language of deserving. It understands the language of belonging. It doesn't ask if you've worked hard enough, but if you vibrate enough. It's attracted to those who feel worthy now, to those who say, I am enough, to those who walk through the world as if they already have it, because in fact, they do. Repeat after me, in a low voice, feeling your body respond. I am worthy of receiving. I am loved by abundance. Money recognizes me and follows me. These words are vibrational keys. They reprogram the beliefs that have made you doubt. They exchange guilt for grace, effort for magnetism, lack for power. Each repetition creates a new path within your being, a path of natural wealth. Money isn't a prize, it's a response. It responds to your vibration, your posture, your peace. It flows where there's space, love, and trust. When you worry, it moves away. When you relax, it returns. Because money loves what life loves, tranquility. And tranquility arises when you know who you are. So, allow yourself now to be the kind of person money loves to find. Be presence, be gratitude, be flow. Walk through the world as one who is already provided for, and the universe will confirm this with facts. Money loves who you are, and when you love yourself too, nothing needs to be forced anymore. Everything starts to flow. The frequency of certainty. Abundance doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibrations. And the vibration of certainty is the most powerful of all. Certainty isn't positive thinking, it's knowing. It's a silent trust that needs no proof, because it already senses the truth before it manifests. When you vibrate certainty, the universe doesn't hesitate. It simply mirrors it. The energy of doubt fragments, but certainty creates form. Fear is the sound of the mind trying to survive. Faith is the sound of the soul creating reality. The difference is frequency. Fear is loud, agitated, anxious. Faith is silent, firm, and profound. When you align with the frequency of certainty, the surrounding field reorganizes, opportunities appear, the right people approach, and the improbable becomes natural. The invisible begins to cooperate with you. Breathe. Close your eyes. Imagine the feeling of something you know will happen, that sweet calm that comes when there is no doubt. This is the vibrational field of certainty. It's the same field that moves mountains, that opens paths, that transforms impossibilities into testimonies. Certainty is presence in action. It's the soul saying, "It's mine." Many ask, few believe, and those who believe, receive, because the universe doesn't give, it reflects. It can only deliver what you hold with conviction. If you vibrate fear, it amplifies fear. If you vibrate certainty, it amplifies miracles. The field has no morals, it has resonance. It gives you exactly what you vibrate with consistency. Repeat after me, silently. I trust, I know, I receive. These 3 words are a spiritual code. They don't ask, they decree. They don't beg, they align. They transform anxiety into power. When you say, "I know," the universe responds, then take it. This is the frequency where there is no more waiting, only revelation. Doubt cuts off the flow, but certainty reconnects. It's like dropping the anchor that held the boat anchored, and suddenly feeling the wind push you forward. The movement returns, the tide changes, and reality bends before your faith. The field responds to the vibrational command of your consciousness, and when it vibrates with confidence, everything accelerates. Now he declares, with a firm heart and a calm voice, "I vibrate at the frequency of certainty. Everything that is mine is already on its way. The field recognizes me, and as you speak, you feel. The air changes, the body warms, the invisible moves. Because certainty is the signature of the masters, and those who vibrate as a master manifest as a creator. The field that responds to its name. There is a field around you, invisible but alive. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't judge, it doesn't question. It only responds. And this field recognizes you by the vibrational name you emit every day. Not the name others have given you, but the energetic name you carry in your heart. When you say, "I am," the field listens, and what you say afterward becomes law within creation. The field doesn't understand what you desire, it understands what you are. This is why many ask for prosperity, but vibrate lack. They ask for love, but vibrate fear. They ask for peace, but harbor guilt. The field cannot lie. It is a mirror. Everything you feel deeply, it amplifies. And everything you declare truthfully, it begins to materialize. Breathe. Close your eyes and feel the air touching your skin. This is the field listening to you now. Every cell in your body is an antenna. Every thought is a command. And every emotion is a light signal sent to the universe. There is no empty space between you and what you desire. There is only vibration in transit, and it obeys the name you choose to carry. When you say, "I am abundance," the field reorganizes. Molecules, opportunities, people, everything begins to respond to this new identity. That's why words are portals. They don't describe, they create. And when "I am" is spoken with faith, the invisible bows in obedience. The field doesn't doubt your word. It simply waits for you to sustain it. Now, take a deep breath and repeat silently, "I am recognized by abundance. I am the sound the universe responds to. I am the name of creation. These words aren't sentences, they're frequencies. Each time you utter them, the field adjusts. Each repetition is a reminder to the cosmos. The Creator has awakened, and when the Creator awakens, the impossible dissolves. There's a force that calls you by your true name, the one that exists beyond fear, haste, and doubt. And when you answer that call, everything changes. Reality rearranges itself, the flow returns, the mind becomes silent, money approaches, the field vibrates with you because it recognizes you. You finally remember who you are. Then he declares firmly, feeling the truth pulsate in every cell, I am the name the field recognizes. I am living abundance. I am the answer the universe has been waiting for. And in that instant, all creation whispers back, Amen. So it is. The silence that creates worlds. There is a power that does not speak. It creates, and it dwells in silence. The same silence that existed before light, before time, before sound. When all was merely presence, God whispered into the void, and the universe was born. This same silence lives within you, and when you access it, the entire field listens. Because silence is not the absence of sound. It is the frequency where the divine manifests. The world has taught you to scream for change, but the secrets of creation whisper. The scream is from the doubting mind. The silence is from the knowing soul. When you become silent within, the field understands that faith has already been decreed. There are no more requests, there is alignment. Money, love, opportunities, everything begins to move toward your calm vibration. Breathe. Feel the air slowly enter. In that space between one breath and the next, the universe is listening. It is there, in the interval, that realities are formed. It is there that the invisible becomes possible. When you stop chasing, you allow everything to come. Silence is the portal of reception, and whoever learns to be silent, learns to receive. Fear speaks volumes, faith speaks little, and when it does, it's to confirm. It's not a request, it's a reminder. It's the soul saying, it's already mine. So when the mind wants to understand the process, just breathe and remember, silence is the cradle of miracles. Everything you desire is already moving. It just needs space to become visible. Now, repeat within yourself, without sound, just intention. In silence, I create. In silence, I receive. In silence, I become. These words are codes that open dimensions. Each time you feel them, the field expands. Energy begins to envelop you, and the invisible responds. Because silence is the original language of abundance. Some fear silence because it contains no distractions. But it is precisely in silence that you hear yourself again. Silence reveals where your mind is stuck and where your soul longs to go. It is the moment when you stop resisting and begin to exist. Emptiness, then, ceases to be fear and becomes power. The power to manifest, the power to create, the power to be. So now, take a deep breath and deliver. I trust in silence. I receive in silence. I become in silence. And as the air comes in and out, realize the whole world is reorganizing around your calm. Silence is the prayer that never fails. The art of receiving without resisting. Most people ask, but few know how to receive, because receiving requires vulnerability, surrender, and faith. The universe is always giving, but those who resist don't notice. Resistance is subtle. It hides in guilt, in the fear of not deserving, in the rush to control the flow. But abundance doesn't need control. It needs space. And when you let go, the field floods you. The act of receiving is spiritual, not emotional. It's the moment you say to the universe, I trust you more than I trust my logic. And it's at that moment that the field opens. Because receiving is an act of courage, the courage to be seen, blessed, and sustained. When you receive with gratitude, you honor the invisible giver, the divine itself. Take a deep breath. Imagine the air entering as golden light, passing through your chest and cleansing everything that blocks the flow. Feel it. With each inhale you say, I allow. With each exhale you say, I release. This is the sacred cycle of receiving, allowing and releasing, giving and welcoming. There is no scarcity in the movement that trusts. Many still believe they need to do more to deserve it. But the truth is that abundance isn't a reward, it's a reflection. It doesn't come when you work harder, it comes when you resist less. The universe doesn't reward efforts, it responds to vibrations. And those who vibrate gratitude, even before the harvest, accelerate manifestation. Repeat after me, feeling your body open to the frequency. I receive with joy. I deserve with lightness. I allow the flow of the divine within me. These words break down the invisible walls of resistance. They reprogram the field, reminding us that receiving is natural. Water doesn't apologize for being wet. The sun doesn't apologize for shining. Why do you apologize for being blessed? Resistance is the echo of the ancient fear of loss. But when you understand that everything is flux, you realize that nothing is truly lost, only transformed. Receiving is accepting the dance of exchange. It's trusting that what comes is yours by vibrational right. And what goes makes room for the new. Everything flows when you don't try to hold it back. Now declare with faith and total surrender, I cannot resist abundance. I am worthy of receiving. I am the expanding flow. And as you speak, feel the field respond. It's subtle, but real. The air shifts, the energy moves, and the invisible begins to work for you. Because the universe never stops giving to you. It just waits for you to learn to receive. When time seems to stop, there are moments when everything goes silent. Doors don't open, answers don't come, and time seems suspended. It's in this interval that many give up, but it's also where miracles begin to blossom. Time hasn't stopped. It's simply aligning you, because the divine doesn't arrive when you want it. It arrives when you vibrate ready. Waiting isn't punishment, it's vibrational preparation. When time slows down, the universe is recalibrating the field. It's adjusting frequencies, repositioning people, removing what doesn't support your next expansion. The apparent emptiness is the invisible work of abundance in progress. What seems like a pause is merely the breath of the divine, breathing in the new before delivering it to you. Breathe with it. Feel the breath of creation in sync with yours. With each inhalation, the universe shapes you. With each exhalation, it moves you. It is in the silence of delays that your faith is purified. It is there that the ego falls silent and the spirit takes over. And when the spirit takes over, time ceases to be an enemy and becomes an ally. The human clock measures seconds. The divine clock measures vibrations. What is yours is not late, it is being adjusted. Because the field doesn't deliver orders, it delivers correspondence. And when your vibration matches, what seemed distant materializes in the blink of an eye. The miracle doesn't arrive slowly, it arrives suddenly, but only when you are at peace. Now, place your hand on your chest and calmly repeat, time works in my favor. Nothing stands still. Everything is moving for me. These words release anxiety and inspire trust, because when you trust, time bends. The universe takes you exactly where you need to be, at the exact time your heart is ready to receive. The mind fears waiting because it doesn't understand the invisible, but the soul loves waiting because it knows what is being born. It is in the darkness of gestation that the miracle is formed. Just like the seed, you too need the silence of the earth before blossoming into the light. Harvest time is not determined by haste, but by the seed's maturity. So instead of asking when, ask who am I becoming while I wait? The answer changes everything, because when you transform, time speeds up. And when time seems to stand still, remember, the universe never stops. It just prepares you. The wealth that lives in the invisible, true wealth, doesn't begin in what you see. It is born in the invisible, in the vibration, in the belief, in the stillness of the knowing mind. Everything visible was once thought, and every thought, when nourished by faith, becomes form. The invisible is the divine vault where all possibilities slumber, waiting only for your consciousness to awaken them. It is there that your prosperity already exists, even before it reaches you. The mistake is seeking wealth outside of its source. The world taught you to chase it, but energy teaches you to attract it. Chasing is effort, attraction is alignment. When your mind rests in gratitude and certainty, the field organizes itself in your favor. Abundance approaches not because you chase it, but because you vibrate with it. Breathe and close your eyes. Imagine an infinite space of light behind your eyelids. It is the quantum field of creation. There is no scarcity, no time, no distance. Everything you desire is in a state of becoming, and when your vibration matches that of desire, matter bends. The invisible solidifies into a blessing. Money is merely a delayed translation of what has already been manifested in the invisible. Therefore, don't seek the paper. Seek the vibration that creates it. Don't chase results. Expand your presence. When your mind vibrates with confidence, the invisible works silently. What was a dream becomes evidence. What was imagination becomes testimony. Repeat after me, feeling the energy ignite within your chest. I trust in the unseen. I believe in what I do not yet see. I receive what is already mine in the field. These words are the vibrational password of faith. They move you from lack to creation, because the invisible is the source of all that exists, and whoever learns to see it will never again fear the visible. Doubt is the veil that covers true wealth. When you doubt, the field closes. When you believe, it opens. The invisible is the stage where faith rehearses its miracles, and every thought sustained with emotion is a request engraved in the heart of the universe. Vibration precedes deposit, always. So now, declare with conviction, I honor the unseen. I trust the process. I am rich in spirit before I am rich in matter. And in that instant, the invisible begins to recognize you. Because true wealth isn't something you achieve. It's something you remember you already have. When you become the Imam, there comes a moment in your journey when you realize it's no longer you who chases, it's life that begins to seek you out. This is the point of vibrational inversion, where the seeker becomes the magnet. Everything that once seemed distant begins to recognize you. Money, love, opportunities, they all respond to the new field you hold. You've gone from begging to being a source. The human mind is trained to pursue, but the quantum field doesn't understand pursuit. It understands magnetism. What you pursue, you push away. What you vibrate, you attract. Therefore, the secret was never to run faster, but to vibrate higher. The universe doesn't respond to speed. It responds to frequency. And when your frequency changes, everything changes. Breathe. Feel the air coming in and out, as if each breath polishes your field. The magnet doesn't pull strongly. It just is. It attracts because it is at vibrational rest. When you stop fighting, the energy approaches. When you accept yourself, the field recognizes you. The power of the magnet lies in its serenity. Fear repels. Trust attracts. Doubt creates resistance. Faith creates gravity. Every time you think, I am worthy, the field pulls you toward what is yours. Every time you vibrate gratitude, life responds with more reasons to be thankful. You don't attract what you want, you attract what is. And when being vibrates abundance, having is inevitable. Now declare with faith and living intention, I am the magnet of abundance. I attract what I vibrate. I am the field in motion. These words align your inner magnetism. They dissolve effort and instill confidence. The magnet doesn't doubt, it knows. And this knowing is what transforms energy into matter. You're not waiting for the miracle. You are the miracle attracting itself back to you. There's a natural force within you that you've always known how to attract, but it was stifled by the beliefs of haste and fear. When you release them, the magnetism awakens. It's like dusting off old metal. The shine has always been there, and when it shines, nothing can resist it. Life begins to orbit around you because your vibration has become the center. So, in silence, feel the strength that emanates from you now. I am the magnet. I am the source. I am the point of attraction of creation. And as this truth echoes within your heart, the universe reorganizes itself to serve you. Because when you become the magnet, the whole world begins to remember who you truly are. The language of gratitude. Gratitude is the secret language of the universe. When you speak it, the universe understands you. It doesn't ask, it acknowledges. It doesn't demand, it simply confirms what already is. Gratitude is the sound of abundance in motion. Thank you is the password that opens invisible portals. Because every time you give thanks, even before you see it, the universe understands that you already have it. And what is acknowledged multiplies. A mind conditioned by scarcity only gives thanks after receiving, but the awakened spirit gives thanks first, and that's why it receives. Gratitude is the vibration of mature faith, the kind that needs no proof, because it already vibrates with inner possession. When you give thanks for what you don't yet have, the field understands that it's already yours. The vibration of certainty creates the path that effort could never open. Take a deep breath. Now feel your heart expanding. Notice how the energy changes when you think of something you're grateful for. It's as if your chest lights up. This glow is the language the field hears. Gratitude is the soul's GPS. It always leads you back to abundance. When you live in this state, the universe bends to serve you. Lack says, I need it. Gratitude says, I've already received it. And the universe always responds to the highest frequency. Therefore, those who live in gratitude attract with ease what others strive to achieve with effort. The energy of gratitude is circular. The more you give, the more it returns. The more you acknowledge, the more the field expands. Repeat after me, with intention and presence. Thank you for what already is. Thank you for what is coming. Thank you for what I don't yet see, but know exists. These words reprogram the subconscious to a state of continuous abundance. They break the cycle of lack and reactivate the natural flow of prosperity. Because gratitude doesn't just attract, it transforms those it attracts. The absence of gratitude is the sound of fear. Fear says, what if I lose? Gratitude answers, nothing is lost, everything is transformed. And when you live this way, you realize that each challenge is simply an invitation to be more grateful. Gratitude is expanded consciousness in action. It's proof that you understand the vibrational game. So now, in silence, just feel, I am gratitude in motion. Everything cooperates with me. Everything serves me. And as this truth resonates in your heart, the field opens like a garden. Because the language of gratitude isn't spoken, it's felt. And when you feel it, the universe responds without words. The cure for scarcity. Scarcity is not the absence of money. It is the absence of consciousness. It arises when you believe that something outside of you has the power to sustain you. It is the forgetting of your inner source, the breaking of the vibration of trust. Scarcity is the echo of fear saying, what if it runs out? But the awakened soul responds, how can what comes from me run out? Because what flows from the spirit never dries up. A mind trained in lack sees limits in everything. It compares, measures, and divides. But the spirit doesn't measure, it expands. When you heal scarcity, you stop seeing the world as a competitive field and begin to see it as a mirror of creation. Nothing is missing. It's simply being called to your vibration. And when you shift your frequency, the universe redistributes everything in your favor. Take a deep breath now. Feel the air entering as abundance and leaving as liberation. With each exhale, Release fear. With each inhale, embrace certainty. Scarcity isn't external, it's a lens. And when you clean the lens, you see infinity. Abundance doesn't arrive, it's revealed. The secret isn't trying to create prosperity. It's remembering that it already exists within you. Money is just a messenger, and it runs where the mind is open to receive it. When you say, "I can't," the messenger gets lost. When you say, "I am," it finds its way. Words are vibrational keys. Each "I am" lights a portal. Repeat after me. I release all scarcity. I am the source. Everything flows through me. These words break the cycle of lack. They teach your subconscious to return home, the place where the flow never ceases. Because scarcity isn't the problem. Forgetfulness is. And when you remember, everything falls into balance. Healing happens the moment you stop asking and start allowing. Fear is closure. Faith is opening. When you open, the field responds quickly. Because abundance has always been reaching for you. It was just waiting for your permission. So instead of striving for wealth, just align yourself with it. I am the channel. I am the flow. I am abundance itself moving. And in that moment, the universe breathes a sigh of relief because you finally remembered who you are. The power of silence. Silence is the altar of manifestation. It is in non-action that energy reorganizes itself. Every time you silence the noise, the field hears you. The mind speaks, but the spirit knows. Noise creates distance. Silence creates magnetism. Silence is the language of the gods, and when you master it, everything responds. The noise of doubt tries to fill the void of faith, but the void is sacred. It is in it that the invisible moves. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is total presence. It is the moment when the universe whispers secrets to those who know how to listen. When you silence fear, you hear the voice of creation saying, "It is done." Breathe and feel the space between one thought and another. This interval is the door. Silence is ground zero, the place where all reality begins to form. It's the pause before the miracle. And when you get used to inhabiting this space, you realize you've never needed to shout to be heard. Haste screams, faith whispers. Silence is faith at rest. It is the vibrational state of those who already know that everything is in motion. Noise tries to control. Silence trusts. And the universe doesn't respond to control. It responds to trust. Now, close your eyes and quietly declare, "I am silent to hear the Creator within me." Every time you become silent, creation accelerates. Because in silence, there is no resistance. Energy flows freely, and reality rearranges itself around you. Silence is the laboratory of materialization. Whoever masters silence, masters time. Because time is created by the mind, and when it is still, everything falls into place. The mind tries, silence manifests. So when the noise comes, don't fight it. Just breathe and remember. Silence is the sound of a miracle happening. The law of reflex. Everything that comes to you is a mirror. The universe neither punishes nor rewards you. It simply reflects. If there is scarcity, it shows you where doubt still resides. If there is abundance, it shows you where faith lives. Nothing is against you. Everything is about you. Life is a mirror of the vibration you sustain when no one is looking. The mind wants to change the reflection, but the wise man changes the face. The reflection is not the enemy, it is the teacher. It shows your true vibration, not what you say, but what you feel. And when you accept the mirror without guilt, healing begins. Breathe and imagine the world as a liquid mirror. Everything you see is energy returning energy. If something hurts, it's an invitation to adjust your frequency. What you send out is what comes back. And this isn't punishment, it's mercy. The reflection trains you to vibrate better. When you understand this, the power returns to your hands. It's no longer about them or luck. It's about your field. The reflection only shows what you carry. And when you change what you carry, you change what the world shows you. Repeat after me. I am the cause. The world is the effect. I change within, and everything changes without. These words untie the knots of victimhood. They return you to your creative center, to the place where responsibility becomes power. The law of reflection is just and perfect. It never fails. And when you begin to see life as an energetic dialogue, healing happens quickly, because everything that comes to you is just a reminder of who you are. So instead of reacting, observe. The reflection doesn't lie. It just invites you to shine brighter. The identity of the inner rich. Being rich isn't about having a lot. It's about being a lot. It's about vibrating so much that the material world has to keep up with you. The truly rich don't feel powerful because they have. They have because they feel powerful. External abundance is a reflection of internal identity. You never receive more than you believe you do. The poor in spirit are always asking. The rich in spirit are always expanding. Because those who recognize themselves as a source never fear lack. Wealth doesn't begin in the pocket. It begins in the conscience. When you see yourself as a channel of divine abundance, the field recognizes you as such. Take a deep breath now. Feel the power of I am echoing within you. This is the sound of creation. Identity precedes outcome. You don't attract what you want. You manifest what you are. If you are the vibration of wealth, reality has no choice but to reflect it. Poverty is not a lack of resources. It's a lack of recognition. Gold isn't in the hands. It's in the mind. And the universe only multiplies where there is clarity of value. The field doesn't respond to need. It responds to the vibration of certainty. Repeat after me. I am the consciousness of wealth. Gold recognizes me. Abundance calls me by name. These words reprogram your field. They replace centuries of conditioning with seconds of spiritual truth. When you embody the identity of wealth, money loses its power over you. It becomes simply a natural consequence of your vibration. You stop running and start magnetizing. So remember, wealth is not what you have. It's who you are when no one is looking. And when you become rich within, the outside world has no choice but to follow you. The call to trust. Trust is the ultimate leap. It's letting go of control and allowing the miracle to happen. It's when the human surrenders to the divine within. Trust is walking in the dark, knowing that the light walks with you. It's saying, I don't know how, but I know it will happen. And this knowing is living faith. The mind wants guarantees. The spirit wants surrender. The mind calculates. The spirit flows. To trust is to walk on the waters of uncertainty with a burning heart. And while fear screams, what if it doesn't work out? Faith responds, what if it turns out much better than I imagined? Breathe now. Feel your body release the weight of control. Every muscle relaxes and every cell remembers. The universe has never failed. Everything that has happened has brought you here. Trusting means stopping trying to predict and starting to perceive. Trust opens invisible shortcuts. It makes the improbable reorganize in your favor. Because the universe doesn't need proof to act. It needs space. And space arises when you let go of fear. Repeat after me. I trust. I let go. I allow the miracle. These words create a crack of light in the field. What once seemed blocked begins to flow. The impossible begins to yield. To trust is to align oneself with the wisdom of the unseen. It's to say yes to life before understanding its plans. It's to choose peace before the outcome. And this peace is the sign that faith is alive. So remember, what is yours does not need to be forced, just accepted. And when you trust, the universe sighs, because it can finally act. The return to the vortex. Everything ends and begins again in the vortex, the point of pure creation where nothing is missing. The vortex is the field of original vibration, where your essence already lives in total abundance. When you align with it, effort ceases and flow takes over. Struggle ends. Manifestation begins. You've been to this place before. that moment when anything seemed possible. This is the vortex. It's not a place, it's a state. It's the alignment of thought, emotion, and faith. When these three forces dance together, the universe bends. Breathe deeply. Imagine a golden spiral spinning inside your chest. Each turn pulls you deeper into the vortex, deeper into who you truly are. And the more you surrender, the lighter you become. The vortex is the space where time dissolves. There, the future has already happened. There, you don't ask. You remember. What you call desire is called spiritual memory there. Everything you want already exists, and the vortex is the portal to access it. Repeat after me. I return to the vortex. I am the flow. I am the creator and the creation. These words reposition you on the axis of abundance. They remind you that there is no distance between you and the miracle, only vibration. In the vortex, the impossible becomes natural. It is there that matter bends to consciousness. You don't need to move, just remain, because the vortex is not achieved through effort, but through surrender. And when you return to it, the whole world recognizes you as the source. Because in the vortex, you don't manifest, you remember. Now breathe and feel. Everything you just experienced here is not just a meditation. It is a return to your origin, to the vibration that was always yours before fear, before haste, before doubt. You just remembered. Remember that time doesn't limit you, money doesn't define you, and the universe hasn't forgotten you. Because everything that vibrates like you comes back to you, always. Every word spoken here was a key. Every silence was a portal. And if you've made it to the end, it's because your field is ready to receive what you've been putting off. You don't need to run anymore. The flow has already started running to you. Synchronicity will increase. The right people will find you. And that which seemed distant will begin to approach with divine naturalness. But there is a secret. Do not leave this state. Don't go back to the old vibration of doubt. Stay here, on this axis, in this faith, in this silent certainty of someone who knows that everything is being taken care of. Because when the heart remains in the vibration of it already is, the universe has no choice but to confirm. And you will see, not by chance, but by correspondence, the world mold itself to your new field. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your body light, your mind quiet, your heart expanded. Everything around you now responds to your presence. You're not asking, you're allowing. And when you allow, the impossible dissolves. Creation happens, and the miracle becomes every day. Now declare with me, with power and conscience, I am the flow, I am the source, I am the channel of divine abundance in motion. These words are not affirmations. They are reminders of your nature. From now on, everything that happens to you is a reflection of that memory. The portals have opened, and your vibration is the command. So, if this message touched you, if you felt the energy pulse, your body vibrate, your heart warm, comment, I am the flow here below. Write and seal your new identity in the field. Because when you declare, the universe records. And when the universe records, nothing can stop what is yours. You have not been forgotten. You have been prepared. And the time of abundance is now.